What's going on, guys? MoneyGuy here, and today I'm back with another Storytime video. Man, it feels good to say that again. Now, I know I've been gone for a while, and that's mostly because before my life was getting a little bit busy, but now that this whole virus is happening and I have a lot more time on my hands in quarantine, I figured why not? Let's get back to some video making and some story times. And so, yeah, I'm not gonna be uploading as frequently as I was beforehand, but I'll make sure to get you guys at least one video a week. So, there you go. Not much, but hey, at least it's something. So, yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get on to this story. Now, this story takes place in like 4th grade summer, so like I've just finished 4th grade, heading into 5th grade, but it's in the summer. So basically, I had just moved to this new apartment complex because, this was during the time of the like whole recession, so we kind of like lost our house, so we had to move. So yeah, yada yada, whatever. So we moved to this apartment complex, and so basically I had like no friends, and since this was the summer, school wasn't even starting up for a little while, and so basically a lot of the time I would just like stay inside, watch TV, play my DS, but I would like always look outside my window and see like lots of kids like playing outside and stuff, like riding their bikes and just like hanging out and like going into like the woods and stuff. And so one day I was like just looking outside my window, and I saw this kid who was playing on his DS. And so I decided to just like, casually, not so casually, walk outside with my DS and just go up to him. I was like, hey, what are you playing? He's like, oh, I'm playing Pokemon Diamond. And I was like, dude, no way, I have that game too. And basically that's how me and this kid, we just started talking, and then we became friends quickly after. And so he was like basically my only friend there in that apartment complex, and we'd like always like have fun, get into like a lot of trouble and stuff. But this one day while we were playing on our bikes, we were just like riding around, and then I see this girl on the sidewalk, and like this was probably the only time where like I saw her, and like I instantly like it sounds kind of cliche, but I guess fell in love. I'm a hopeless romantic. You guys should know that about me already. And so I just like was like, yo, do you know who she is? And he was like, oh yeah, I know her. That's we'll just call her Lisa. And he was like, oh yeah, that's Lisa, I'm friends with her, you want me to introduce you to her? And me being the shy kid I've always been, it's just like, yeah, okay. And so basically we like rode our bikes to her, and he was like, oh hey, Lisa, this is Miguel. And I was like, hey, how are you doing? She was like, oh hi, Miguel, are you new here? And I was like, yeah, I just recently moved like a couple weeks ago. And she's like, oh, it's nice to meet you. And basically that's how me and Lisa started talking. And so me, Lisa, and my friend, we would always just hang out, like go into the woods, just play with a lot of things there. And then what happened one day is that like Lisa, she didn't like come out to play for like a couple of days, and like we would always like go outside like every day. And so me being the young boy, I was confused as to why. And so basically I kind of like knew where she lived because my friend told me like which apartment she lived in. And so I kind of just went over there one day, and I guess you'd call it stalking, but I more so was just like, pretend to just coincidentally be like on the other side of the road, playing my DS, just seeing what's going on. And so I was there for like about half an hour, I would say. And I was about to leave and go back home when I saw her door open. And this is like the biggest coincidence that has ever happened in my life. So instead of like finding her or like her parents coming out of the house, I see my old best friend's mom from like my neighbor, my neighbor from the bike story. He comes out with his mom, and I was just like in shock. I was like, wait, there's no way that's really him, right? And like, see, the thing is, it's not like I moved like just like, a few minutes away from where I used to live. No, we moved like a decent while away. So like I literally went up to him. I was like, yo, man, what's up? It's like, yo, Miguel, I didn't know you lived here. I was like, yeah, dude, what are you doing here? And he was like, oh, I'm here visiting one of my cousins. And that's when like it clicked. It like clicked to me. I was like, wait a minute. I just saw him walk out of Lisa's house, and he said that he's visiting one of his cousins. And so I literally like put two and two together, and I told him, I was like, wait, are you and Lisa cousins? He was like, oh yeah, do you know Lisa? And that's, I sort of just had like this whole like brain blast moment. Like my head was just all sorts of messed up because I was like, wait a minute, my old best friend is here. His cousin is Lisa. I really like Lisa. Hello, what's going on? And so one of the first things I literally said to him was like, you literally told me about all your other cousins, but you never told me you had like your cousins with this pretty hot girl, And he was just like, well, I never thought to bring it up. And so one of the first things that came to my mind was like, so if me and Lisa were to ever get married, then does that mean me and him would be like, step cousin, or not step cousins, cousins-in-law? And that was one of the first things that jumped into my head, because my head was already spinning like 1,000 miles at that time. So basically, I told him that I really liked Lisa, and I told him if he could like basically just be my wingman, because I didn't really know much about her, but obviously him being cousins, I could like learn more about what she likes and stuff. And so he was basically like, it's kind of weird, but like, sure, whatever. And so he basically like ended up telling me, like, I can't remember what he ended up telling me, but he basically told me like what her favorite color was, like what kind of flowers she liked. I don't know, some like random stuff like that. And so I basically used that to my advantage whenever I would like hang out with her. And so I remember like the day that he was about to leave, right? That's when I decided to try and like, I don't know what I expected really, but I tried to tell Lisa that I liked her in a very ambiguous way. And so as like Lisa and my friend were saying goodbye, I basically told Lisa if she wanted to like hang out in the woods after he left. She's like, oh yeah, sure. And so that's what we did. We went into the woods, and so we were just like doing our normal thing. We just like play around, try like looking for animals and stuff. And then I was basically like, it's really crazy how you know, me and my friend, you and my friend are cousins, and how like we all met, and that's just like this crazy big coincidence. She was like, oh yeah, it is pretty crazy. And I basically like saying like, I just said like, yeah, if, it's funny because if we were like together and we were like to get married or something, then we like my best friend would be my cousin-in-law. And then that's she got like, she kind of like laughed, but not in like a funny way, in like a haha, yeah, that would be pretty weird, huh? So basically after I said that, the tension was very awkward, and we kind of just like, they're like, yeah, this was fun, time to go home, I guess. And so after that, when we would all hang out, it like the whole like atmosphere of us would just be really weird. And so yeah, I basically afterwards, like, I just basically just kept my distance and didn't never tried like pursuing her anymore, because it just like, I felt like that time in the woods, I felt like I kind of shot my shot and it obviously failed. And so yeah, luckily we ended up moving again like before that summer ended, and so I didn't have to deal with that awkward mess like if we were like to go to school together. And so yeah, that's kind of how this story ends. But I guess if I were to say a lesson for this story, I don't really have a lesson, honestly. It was just sort of, this weird like crazy coincidence that happened, and me failing with another girl, as always. But I guess if there is a lesson, this is why I decided to go with the whole, anonymous like love letter, was because of this failure that I had. And so, yeah, I guess I've shot my shot many times, failed every single time, but you know what? Eventually, one of them will go through the hoops. So until then, I'll just stay here crying alone in my bed. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. And again, I'll make sure to bring back these more often. And if you enjoyed, please leave a like and tell me what you guys would like to see on the channel. Leave a comment if you enjoyed. All that usual YouTuber stuff. So I'll see you guys all later. Peace.